Let's talk about meeting and how my brain works when I'm in a meeting. So I'm neurodivergent, which means I don't experience meetings the same way everyone else does, or at least not the same way neurotypical people do. While people are casually chatting, jumping between topics, scribbling bullet points on a whiteboard, my brain is doing something completely different. I'm tracking everything. And when I say everything, I actually mean everything. The tone, the tension, the micro shifts in facial expressions, what people are saying, what they're not saying, the decision that just got made, even though no one actually said it out loud because it was in between the lines. And while you're focusing on what's being said, I'm also focusing on everything that's not. And because my brain is constantly processing at that level, I actually take notes differently. I don't write down every bullet or task. I write down patterns. I write down emotional undercurrents. I write down the energy in the room, who's checked out, who's driving the meeting, who agrees, who disagrees, who's silently holding resentment. I notice all of that. And to some people, that doesn't look like note-taking. It looks like doodling or zoning out or not paying attention, but trust me, I am paying attention, even if I look like I'm doodling or writing something weird. My brain works in layers, and I can capture meaning and context and nuances. And that's how I remember what matters. I even associate images to what is happening. And if I see those images again, I remember exactly how things felt in that moment. That's how I connect the dots later and even see things others might have missed. And yes, I'll often zone out for a few seconds mid-meeting. It's not because I'm bored, it's because I'm deep into synthesizing and understanding what I'm witnessing. I'm trying to make sense of everything all at once, and that requires more processing time. So I take notes that make sense to me. Not polished, not organized, and sometimes it's just scribbles or keywords, and I actually never share my notes with anyone because they look gibberish. But later, they all come together in a way that tells me the full story, not just the minutes of meetings. Which is also why I can't share them, because people would think I'm not actually paying attention. And I used to apologize for this or pretend that I'm taking notes properly and rewrite my notes afterwards, but I'm not doing that anymore. I am no longer apologizing for the way I process information. Because not everyone needs to take notes the same way. Not everyone needs to lead or process or contribute the same. And that's the power of neurodiversity. Different brains, different strengths, different ways of working. And when you respect that, you make teams way sharper and way more creative. So if someone in your team is taking notes on a tablet or draws diagrams or barely writes anything at all, don't assume they're not engaged. Ask what works for them. And if you're like me, if your notes are all over the place and look like mind maps, own it. There is nothing wrong with how your brain works. In fact, it might be your greatest asset. Thanks for listening.